Welcome back to Bleav in Softball. I'm your host, Jenna. However you got here today, whether you downloaded the audio version on Apple, Spotify, etc., or you're watching video on YouTube, thank you and welcome back. Subscribe and rate the show wherever you get your pods. Follow us on Instagram and X at Bleav in Softball. That's BLEAV. And don't forget, there's merch. Click the link in our bio on either page or go to shop.bleav.com to purchase 3 different shirts for you, covering our bases, safer out, and catch you soon. All right, let's go through today's batting order. First, we will be covering our bases. I'm going to share some call-outs. Then we'll head into today's interview with Aguilar, an Olympian, an All-American, a previous pro champion looking to do it again in the AUSL this inaugural season. She just announced she's retiring, and we're hearing from her in her final days lacing up the cleats. Then we'll bring it home and wrap up with some final thoughts. All right, let's go. Covering our bases. Summer softball continues, and on the pro side, AUSL has finished its regular season. We are on to the Champ Series now, but just taking a look back at this first season of this league, 19 sellout crowds, record viewership, merch sales, social media engagement, and 10 cities they went on in their tour in the past couple of months. For each team, so many things you could talk about, but of note for the Talons, they returned both Maya Brady and Montana Fouts from the injured list. That has been huge for them here in the home stretch. The Bandits have had breakout performances from people like Morgan Zirkle, who's hit for power more now than she ever has in her career, even as a pro veteran. The Volts ended on a high, beating the Talons for the first time this season to finish out the regular season. And the Bleav have dealt with injuries throughout their roster, but some individuals on the team still made their mark. The major awards have also been announced for this first season. The Hitter of the Year, Aaron Koffel from the Bandits. Pitcher of the Year, Georgina Cork from the Talons. Defensive Player of the Year, no surprise here, Hannah Flippin from the Talons as well. And Rookie of the Year, Anna Gold from the Bleav. That is Kentucky, South Florida, Utah, and Duke all represented there in terms of their alma maters, as well as some great call-outs on the all-defensive team. Love that AUSL is including defense in their awards this season. But now we have the Champ Series this weekend featuring the Talons and the Bandits. The Talons are at the top of the standings, so they're the home team to start the best of 3 series. They'll alternate each game, the if necessary game 3, Saturday, Sunday, Monday series for you. And I think the Bruin bubble, if you're a part of it, you're struggling to decide who to root for between, Lisa Fernandez as the GM of the Talons and Megan Framo and a bunch of former Bruins like Maya Brady, etc. on the Talons. Then on the Bandit side, of course, Stacey Newman being the head coach. And it's just going to be tough to decide who to root for, but I think a great problem to have since that program has so many in the pro ranks. After the Champ Series is complete, the All-Star Cup will be on deck. So the point system that we've seen before in Athletes Unlimited will be back. 4 teams changing every week based on performance, and there will be an individual champion. So August 2nd through the 31st with 21 games, all on ESPN platforms. Got to say, of the 60 athletes, about 15 Bleavers in that group who have been on this show. So about a quarter of the athletes who will be out there representing, which I'm very proud of. So we'll get more into it once the AUSL champs are crowned. The independent pro teams, don't forget as well, the Orlando Monarchs are hosting the Atlanta Smoke for the regular season finale. Then the Champ Series, July 30th through August 1st. And some postseason for other teams this weekend. Keep an eye on the OKC Spark, Florida Vibe, and the New York Rise. Internationally, we talked last time about the Men's World Cup. Got to give men's softball some love, too. Earlier this month in Canada, this all went down, and of the 8 teams, previously ranked number 5 Venezuela took gold. Previously, number 8 New Zealand got silver, and the U.S., who came in ranked 6th, took the bronze. That's actually the same result they got back in 2022. So congratulations to those teams. Now, when it comes to the youth side of things, travel ball, we've also been talking about this. Reminder that nationals are now coming to the end as we're recording this. So PGF Nationals, going through July 26th in Orange County, California, that 18U level, Premier and Platinum. Also going to have some All-American games in an elite camp to keep an eye on. For the Alliance Fast Pitch Champ Series, that's finishing up on the 27th in Indiana for the 18U level. And we've already seen some national champs from younger age groups crowned. Now we're going to see the players who could be on the college field soon. It might even be on our TVs. So lots of exciting stuff coming up with more summer softball. And someone who's enjoying every moment on the field this summer is today's guest. So let's head into the interview. She's a longtime pro, current Talons infielder in the AUSL, USA softball veteran, Olympic silver medalist, two-time All-American at Washington, and the Huskies' all-time runs leader, Aguilar. Allie, thank you for joining. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Thanks for having me.
It has been really fun watching you all this summer. And you're not new to Athletes Unlimited, but AUSL in this format is new. So it's been cool to see how that's developed. But what has the experience been like for you so far?
Yeah, I think I probably am a little bit different than some of the people who've been in AU or like the older pros who've been just playing for a while, because I played in 2021 post-Olympics, and then I played for other leagues and then came back for 2025. So there's been 4 years that I haven't been with Athletes Unlimited, but I would say the experience has been the best that I've played in any pro space, just because of the way that, honestly, like the games itself, like the way they get the fans there, the fan engagement, and getting to be a part of a team, compete for a championship, even to staying in nice hotels and getting taken care of on the road and meals and things like that. It sounds so simple, but it's like we haven't had that as much in the past. So it's been a really pleasant experience. It's short, which is unfortunate, but yeah, it's been really awesome. I'm excited to see like where it goes in the years to come.
I'm glad to hear that it's been positive. That has been a theme, but a lot of the people that we've talked to on the show this year are rookies. So this is their first pro experience ever. But for you, you said it, like Athletes Unlimited, WPF, NPF, you played in Japan, but then you actually got to be drafted all over again too, because this was starting in its inaugural year. What was the draft experience like, since you had kind of been there before?
Yeah, that was weird, right? Like being drafted when I'm 21, but then I'm 29, and then like going through the same thing. But it was really cool. Like, I mean, I didn't know if I was going to get drafted if I wasn't. I think originally we had thought that there was just a certain amount of people and everyone was going to get drafted, but then the interest grew, and I think there were around like 80 athletes in the pool, and only or 80 plus, I don't even know, and only however many, I think 48 get drafted. So it's about like half, and I was like, oh gosh, like we'll see how this goes, but honestly, it couldn't have gone better. Like I really wanted to get drafted to the Talons. Just seeing the staff, it was like former USA coach, and then Lisa Fernandez played against her at UCLA, and all their staff for many years. So yeah, it was just like exactly where I wanted to be. And so I was nervous, but I was really excited and relieved like once I was picked and got to be a part of this team.
Oh yeah, as a former, Pac-12 alum too, it was not lost on me, the Pac-12 love that exists on the Talons, which has also been special to watch with you all.
Oh yes, yeah, I know. We're staying alive. Yeah.
Trying to do our best, right? Still there.
Yes, yeah. We're still there.
That's funny. And I know that you guys have been obviously traveling this first season before everybody gets assigned to, their specific cities next year. And you've been selling out with the crowds and everything.
Yeah.
And that part seems so cool. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, no, it's cool just to, I mean, obviously this is a touring season, to kind of see like, okay, which cities are excited about softball and where could this be a possibility for teams to be, stationed. I don't know what the word is, put at for next year. And yeah, it's like, I mean, Omaha was awesome. We had like so many fans there. Obviously Salt Lake was sold out. I didn't get to go to Seattle, but that's awesome to hear that it was sold out. And honestly, there's never been one place that we played where it's like, there's no one here. Even with the weather, we had some weather in Chattanooga, and people came back and showed up. And so that's just a testament to the AUSL team and staff and like how they've just communicated to the fans and really made an exciting experience for all of them. And yeah, like I said, it's nothing like we've never had t-shirt tosses or like hype, people in the crowds, just getting people going. So it's makes for a fun atmosphere to play in, and we want to come back and we want to play more softball, and it gets us excited to go to the field. So, yeah, because that's what it's about, like inspiring the next young girl to want to come out and play pro someday. And so we see all of them out there every single game, and yeah, that's the coolest part for sure.
Oh man, I really wanted to see you in Seattle, just like some of your former, UW alums as well, like your fellow Huskies. But the fact that the city and then also your alma mater supported AUSL, that must be a good feeling.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I just know Coach Tar and the entire staff there, like they're pumped. They would love to have a pro team in Seattle. I know. I haven't like specifically talked to her, but I think she is hopeful. And yeah, and from the little that I have, and she, like, I was talking to Jen Salling too, and she was like, it was so awesome to see Coach Tar. Like, she's like a fan up there and just like really taking it all in. And I mean, they love softball, and I feel like they'll do anything to get a team there. So I'm excited to see if that happens. And Seattle in the summer is just awesome. So I feel like there's no better time to be able to play there.
I love Seattle in the summer. Obviously, everybody knows about the rain and all that stuff during the year,
Right.
but it's gorgeous in the summer. Where the field is, I loved playing there between the lake and the football stadium. It just
Mhm.
doesn't get better.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue, and yeah, there's nothing like it. I feel like flying every time I fly in there and then drive across Montlake, like it just, yeah, it's reminiscent for sure. So I hope that whoever hopefully gets to play there in the future, like appreciates it just as much. But I know like all the girls from the Bleav and the Volts, they were having the best time on their off day, just exploring the city. So yeah, super cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I also feel like UW knows how to produce real, true defenders. You're
Mm.
a great example of that. I love defense. Everyone who listens to the show knows that. Love seeing defense. And so that's one of the reasons I love watching you play and actually Washington in general because of how many people have come through there. Why do you think they're so good at that?
I think it's just the way that it's taught there, the fundamentals. I remember coming in, well, I actually remember even just like being recruited there, going to camps, and Jen Salling was there at the time, and she like let me borrow her glove, and I don't know, just the way when I watched them play, like the way they ran on the field, their intentions with their defense, you just could tell like that's a part of their culture before I even got there. And then once I got there, um, I feel like my whole defensive footwork, mindset, approach to the ball like changed. I feel like it was the first time I really learned like how to do defense, if that makes sense, or like why. And if I was struggling with my footwork, like I knew this drill that we did at practice I could do, and it would kind of fix it like that. And um, I think there's so many different drills that people do just to do, but I felt like at Washington we did drills that actually got the result of having the right footwork and the right timing and things like that. And obviously, like they bring in UW brings in a lot of good natural athletes anyways, and so we learn from each other. Like even when I was a senior and Sis was a freshman, like I love to just watch her feet and how quick they are. That makes me better. And like I said, being around Jen or just being around anyone, like we all kind of do it the same way, the way we field, and it just builds, I don't know, builds a certain way about how we do defense, and we all just like make each other better. Um, but it starts with the coaching staff. And when I first got there, we had this really awesome coach, JT, D'Amico, and Coach Tar, Jen, just everyone buying into that way of fielding. And yeah, there definitely is a way about Washington defense, and it's helped me get better for sure.
I've heard that a Heather Tarism is how you do anything is how you do everything. And
Mm-hmm.
it seems like I can see that with you all through that program. Is that part of what made Washington the right fit for you? What do you think it was?
Yeah, well, I remember like that phrase is probably ingrained in my head because like she would say it all the time, and I just kind of felt like I always had to be on my toes, like in a good way. Like even before practices, we would have pop quizzes, and I don't know, she'd call on you randomly, like that, like don't let the teacher call on me or don't let her catch me. But I think that's what like made us better and yeah, helped us to be like, okay, like whether we're making sure we're going to class or making sure we're showing up for study hall or we're doing the right thing in the weight room. And it's just like I always wanted to be a pro and take care of business, like no matter what aspect of being a student athlete was. And of course, I might have not known all of that. I mean, when you go on your visits, you don't know exactly what it's going to be like, but you kind of can get an idea. And like I said, when I watched them play, it's like they all had a way about them. And I was like, that has to come from the top down. And so I really liked that. I wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than myself and a part of a common group that was bought in, that was going to achieve a goal together. And so definitely like seeing that and her leadership played into like how I was gonna, or that I wanted to go to Washington. And yeah, being there, it definitely was that. And I think even seeing some of the girls that have played at Washington in the pro space, like I think there's an ownership to our process that you kind of have to have in order to be a pro. And I'll just see, whether it is like Bailey going about her like swing, her extra reps or different things in cis, like she gets her everydays in. Like I think just taking that extra step of intention, I think we all learned at Washington. And so we're able to take that even into Athletes Unlimited, which is really cool to see. Yeah.
It seems to me like there's this level of fearlessness too. I remember a few years ago at regionals, Washington was down like 6 or 7 runs, and they come back at the very end of the game, and then they obviously move on and continue on in their postseason journey. But I remember talking to my dad on the phone. He's like, every time you played them, it's like they never have any fear or doubt in their eyes. They're always present and competing. And from my
Mm.
viewpoint, that seemed true. Did that feel that way from the inside?
Yeah, I think, I mean, in any game, there's going to be like emotions and things, and you never know what's going to happen, but definitely that expectation of like, we're not going to go down without a fight, and believing we can do it. I remember watching that game. Um, they came back so many runs. And I even, like, I played a game at Utah, in my career, and we came back like 12 runs. So I think just seeing it done before, believing in each other, believing in all the preparation that you put in, I think it's just like we're not going to go down without a fight. And yeah, I think that definitely stems from the top of like Coach Tar just instilling in us, like, you guys, we're going to do this. Like, we're going to keep going and keep fighting.
It seems like the Pacific Northwest, softball in that region of the country, is a little underrated. Obviously, we talked about this, you're a California girl, so am I, but you chose to spend your career there. What do you think is special about the Pacific Northwest and Seattle with sports?
That's a good question. I do think it's underrated or like doesn't get a lot of recognition. Um, I just think it's cool what Washington softball has gotten to do. I guess that's what I would say. Like there is a lot of people who know what UW softball is and really support that program, even though maybe, across the country, that's not the first program you think of. I think them winning a national championship in 2009 and things like that, like they've definitely, our program has like developed a name for itself. And yeah, I think for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't really know. But yeah, I think it's still a great place to play. And it doesn't rain all the time, but most of the time. But yeah, no, I think they've done just really good just keeping softball on the map.
I will say, even with the rain, the field crews, everyone knows exactly what they're doing. There were times
Yeah.
where it was raining. I was like, there's no way we're going to play. And oh, yeah, they had the field ready. They were ready to go. They knew what they were doing. So give them all the credit for that.
Yeah, that's true. It rains in California and people are like, oh, do we cancel?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe now in the Big Ten, it's like, okay, well, at least it's not snowing as much as it is, in some of these other Midwest places. There's that.
Yeah. Yep. It could always be worse.
Yeah. But you said it, it's been fun to see that culture kind of translate for all of you individually playing professionally and now in AUSL as well. But you not only have played a lot of pro softball, you've also won at some of the highest levels. Like, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but you won the Coles Cup in the MPF back in 2017, the Japan Softball League title in 2018. Now you're going to the Champ Series for AUSL. What are the keys to winning at the pro level?
Mm, good question. I think I don't know. I think all of my situations are so different. Like, like the NPF's different than AUSL, then different than Japan. So it's hard to just say like, because I'm sure like it's different for each league just because of the style of play and how it was and um, different things like that. But I guess if I had to think, I'll go back to what I said before. It's like if you have people on your team that are a pro's different because you kind of have gotten to where you've gotten and you can kind of stand on that and you know how to prepare, you know how to play your best. It sort of becomes like a taking ownership of. And so I think the athletes that can come out of college and learn how, like, what their process is and to take ownership of their game and not slack, but not like overthink as well. Like, so you have this accountability and level of discipline, but you can't take it too seriously because then mentally it gets the best of you. And I think if you have athletes like that within your team, but then also able to come together and not lose sight of the common goal, which is the championship, I think that's really important. And I think that's what on the Talons we have a good mix of, like, we have rookies and we have youngers, but we have a lot of like veterans. And I think just having that balance and comfortability, we kind of approach the field like we're gonna, I don't know, I trust like all the other girls are doing what they need to do, and then because they're taking such good ownership of their process, like I'm like, okay, I want to be better, and even no matter whether it's a young one or an old one, like and we kind of show up to the field, I feel this sense of like we're gonna win, like we're just gonna win, we're gonna find a way. And it's because we don't have this immense amount of pressure on us, but we still take it seriously. So I would say that there's kind of like has to be a balance, because if you feel too much pressure, I don't know that we would show up that way. And then if we didn't take ownership enough, I think maybe we wouldn't feel that way either. So that's what I've experienced this year with AUSL and how we've gone about it. And it's just been really awesome. So like no matter who's on the mound, no matter who's in the field, I don't know, we just support each other and have each other's back.
That's what you want. Like you said,
Yeah.
that's really the goal. And what have the conversations been like specifically now that you were the first team to punch your ticket to go to the AUSL Champ Series? What have you guys been talking about?
Even just looking back, I think the Bandits started off, they had like kind of a better start than us. Like they beat us. So it's just like crazy. You just didn't know who was going to be good this year. Like, cause everyone's good. Like every there's talent on every team. So it's like, to say, one team's not good is like lying. But yeah, I think there was like a fire in us, like, okay, we know we're good. We lost the Bandits. Like, kind of that feeling of like, it might come down to us and the Bandits. And so the middle of the season, we were just, I think, we were on like a good streak and just wanting to continue to win. And it worked out that way. And then when we found out we clinched in Omaha, we were just excited, but I think still wanting to make sure we're home team. And then it came out that we would be like the home team in Tuscaloosa. I think we're just focused, like, I don't know, we're focused and excited. This group is a good balance of like determined, but also like has fun. So I think there's just a knowing and expectation that we're going to win. But then also like we're going to have fun while we're doing it. And so I think that's kind of been the vibe. That's kind of been the feeling going in. Also, I think we just have great support from the GM, Lisa Fernandez, to our coaching staff and director of ops, like everyone involved. I think, especially Lisa, she gives us a lot of fire and passion. And when she's here, I think her presence is felt. And we really feed off of her energy, even though I'm like more quiet and chill, and she probably wouldn't know that I do. Like, she motivates me, and she's just like the most passionate person ever. So I think that helps us. Like, her expectation is that we're going to go after the championship and win. And so it helps us to follow in that as she leads that way.
I like that you guys seem to have bought in to just the Talons, meaning you're talking about your nest, or go birds or whatever it is. You guys seem to have bought into that. It sounds like everything you're saying makes it easier to do that too.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think this, like, from my experience from, even travel ball, I guess you could say, college, like pro, especially, the kind of leadership, even though we are pros, like, it helps, and it does make a difference on how the team plays. And so, yeah, I think she does a good job, and the leadership does a good job of letting us be pros, but also motivating us to win and want to, go after the championship. So, yeah, we're all bought into the craziness of the claws. For sure. Yeah.
I love it. I remember asking all the GMs at the NFCA convention, the coaches convention. This was back in December of 2024. Yeah. Why is your team name and logo and everything the best? And Lisa's answer was on point. She was talking about how, like, the Talons, like, I can grip it with my claw and throw a mean rise ball and like all these different little things. I was like, man, she is bought in, so it's cool to see it now.
No, for sure. Like, yeah, we've done some deep dives. I think even Coach Kirk, like, he sent us like the meaning of like the Talon or something on one of our text threads. And yeah, just for me, I think like an eagle and has claws, but like, I don't know, I've been a part of Team USA, and that's our mascot, and just things like that. I don't know, it just feels like the right fit. And yeah, everybody's bought into it, and we're just excited to go into this series, but then also this weekend against the Bandits.
Yeah, you mentioned Team USA. Yeah, you were on Team USA. Weren't just on it. You went to the Olympics as well in Tokyo and had a very unique experience. It was 13 years in between the last time that softball was in the Olympics. And then it was COVID, so you didn't have fans and family. But you guys seemed like you really fought and came together well. It seemed like the team camaraderie was really there, which was cool to see.
Yeah, it was crazy from like 2008 to 2021. Like, there was no softball in the Olympics, and so I don't know, I just think it's crazy that I had fallen in that part, because my first year with Team USA is 2016, And then that was the year that they announced that it came back. And it just felt like God had planned that, like, for me. You know, those, like, it just feels like it's like specifically. But yeah, I think through all of it, we did bond. Our team was really close. I had a lot of close friends on there. And yeah, I think it was, as softball's been trying to figure itself out, like, I think, you know, our coaches weren't with us the whole year. And it was us just at times, and there's definitely were ups and downs, but I think our team really stuck together, and yeah, we prepared as best that we could. So obviously we wanted to win gold, but it happened the way it happened.
You left it all on the field. I mean,
Yeah.
that was clear just as someone watching it and viewing it. What do you think that entire experience taught you? I'm sure so many things, because again, it was so unique. On top of the fact that it's the Olympics anyway, it's the highest level there is.
I think it's just more about the process and pursuit of a goal, no matter how big it is, to be honest. And the Olympics, I think there's a lot on the outside that it's the biggest stage. It's the biggest, like achievement, I think, for softball players and for a lot of people. And a lot of people watch, and if you say Olympian, it's just a really big deal. But even the moment was 6 games and it was over, and it was a week, you know, of your life. And I think when I look back on Olympics, I think about the process and the journey we went through with my teammates, and just in my personal journey and career, and just my own reflections through that. I think you can put so much weight on the thing, but at the end of the day, if you do that, sometimes it might not satisfy. It might not be like what you thought it was, or things like that. And so I think just to remember, like, all the process and the journey and all of it is just as important as that big moment, and like who you're becoming. And I don't know, I just learned so much about just what's truly important, what my purpose is, and some deeper things versus maybe what's on the surface of the title of Olympian. And yeah, a lot of that is just remembering like who I'm playing for. I like play a lot for the Lord, like God. That's, my faith is really important to me. And then also like for the little girls, and just giving back. I think there's a lot of attention on you when you're an Olympian. But I think being able to serve and give back and pour into others is something that I've also learned that's been really meaningful in the process.
You do work a lot with the youth, which has been cool to see as well. And I know you said that's part of what you're trying to do, right? Is inspire that little girl. What do you think made you fall in love with it, with softball, when you were a little girl?
I think my teammates, like, I just liked doing, like, being a part of a common group and community. I realized, like, I've reflected on a lot of my values, and I think community is one of the big things. And so I really loved it just for that aspect, and getting to work together with teammates. And I think softball specifically, the challenge and the reward is really high. Like, you fail a lot, and then when you do succeed, it feels like you just conquered the world sometimes. And so I think like getting that hit was really fun. And I think like sliding in the dirt and being messy, like, maybe felt weird to girls, but like for me, I was like, I'll get out there. And you know, like, I wanted the ball, I wanted to be on the field, I wanted to run around. And so yeah, I think just those simple things, and I think that's important to remember for me and everyone, like, as we get older, is just those are still why we did it. And to keep that going.
What is it you hope that young girls take from watching you and interacting with you as a player and as a person?
I hope that they would see that I'm a player that gives it like 100%, is intentional, is like a smart player. I don't know that they would recognize that, but like, I don't know, just pays attention to detail, has like instincts and just gives 100% at what she does. And then also is just looking to uplift her teammates and, yeah, just spread kindness, love, and things like that, and just joy. Like, I think this game, even I'm really subject to it at times because it really wants to get your identity down if you don't play well. Like, this is who you are. Like, you went over 3, you're over 3. Like, you're 0% a human or whatever. Like, no, like you can still have joy. Like, you can still be kind. You can still be grateful. Like, and I think that's my heart, is just that people would know that how they play or how I play doesn't define me, doesn't define them. Like, you're a human, we love you, and it's a game, and it's a part of life, and you can learn things, but like, don't let your identity get wrapped up in it. And your joy doesn't need to change just because of your performance.
That's really well said. That's really well
Thanks.
said. What helps you maintain joy and keeps you grounded throughout all the chaos?
Well, Jesus, like my faith. Yeah, I think this going back to the scriptures in the Bible and reading what they say, and yeah, it's saying like you can be content in all circumstances. Like, the joy of the Lord is your strength. I'm like, okay, like, me actually being joyful is making me stronger on the field, essentially, like, and do everything you do as working for the Lord, not for man. Like, these are things that I'm constantly coming back to, and they bring like peace and stability to my soul. Where the game of softball, as you know, is so fun and so good, but it can also be so hard, especially as you get older. And I'm just so grateful that I don't have to be subject to the ups and downs, and I can like rest and smile and bring joy because Jesus is filling me, and then I can pour out instead of feeling just sad or upset or defined by my performance all the time. Like, it's a new day the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice, and we're going to go play, So that's honestly what keeps me grounded, is Jesus, and just getting to like let his truths really resonate with me.
Peace is what I'd argue all of us are striving for in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to feel that, what a blessing.
Yes, I know. I know that I wouldn't be able to. I would be ups and downs and crazy, and I probably still am. Like, but there's that solid foundation, knowing that, like, yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm steady.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's really great insight. And I think very cool for young ones and fans and just everybody to kind of hear, how you and your peers manage this life, right? Because there's so much more than just players on the field. You're people, and you're pursuing a lot of things in life too, all at the same time. And you have families and a lot of things that you care about. So I think it's a really great example for everyone to hear.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it definitely is, like, on the outside can seem one way, on the inside it's a different way. And yeah, I'm super grateful that I've gotten to play. I think it's crazy, like, I don't even know, somewhere around 10 years in the pros. But yeah, it comes with ups and downs. So I think just being real about those can be helpful too. And yeah, we're all on this journey together. And yeah, I think it's just cool to be in this position and to be able to even like mentor younger girls if they, have questions or things like that, to navigating this, because we all have been there.
Yeah, 100%. Well, on that very insightful note, I hate to let you go, but I know, you got a champ series to get ready for here. You got some games to play. Um, so I do play a quick little game with everybody who comes on the show. It's called Safer Out. Basically, I'll bring up a topic. If you like it or agree with it, you call it safe. If not, you call it out.
Okay.
Okay.
If you agree with it, you call it.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So you're the umpire for once, you get that power.
Yeah. That's really good.
Okay. The first one, the LA 2028 Olympics being held in Oklahoma City for softball. Safe or out?
I don't know. That one's stressful. I would have to say out, because I think that it's really cool to like have everyone in that place, But then it's also great because it's in OKC and that's great for the sport. But they're just going to be far away, so.
Right. Yeah, and you all didn't get the quote-unquote normal Olympic experience last time. So this wouldn't be quite normal either in Oklahoma City. I do wonder about that for the athletes.
Yeah, but hopefully they'll get to go to the LA after maybe and support and kind of get that experience, but
totally.
We'll see.
Do you see yourself potentially going for 2028?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
You talked about how much peace you have, so you feel like you're at peace then with your career.
Yeah, I don't know whether this is the appropriate place to say this, but after this season I am retiring. I don't know. I feel like we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
So will be hanging up the cleats.
Well, what a career that you've had.
Thank you,
Sally. I mean, and I cannot wait to see now. I mean, I already was excited to see you in the Champ Series, but now even more so because rooting for you, just to end it the way you want to end it. And I don't just mean the result. I mean, like you said, the process and just the day-to-day and soaking it all in.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
We got deep there. So that was the first one.
I know.
But the second one is the transfer portal. Safe or out?
Oh, out for sure. Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah, I just think it's creating too much of like the grass is greener mindset. I don't know. I'm more of like a commit and be loyal if you make the choice. But I get there's reasons to transfer, but they allowed it before you just had to sit out. Like there was a little bit of a consequence. I feel like having the consequence helps with that a little bit, just to manage it a little bit better.
It did force more intentionality, to your point. Yeah. Right. Okay. Last one is bat flips. Safe or out?
Safe. It's a free country. I'll let people do what they want to do. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me. I think it's cool. I think if you bat flip, like if you barely hit it over the fence, like you got to like really hit it over the fence.
Yeah.
And if that's what people want to do, I'll let them do it.
Have you or would you ever bat flip?
I don't think I've bat flipped. People say that I like kind of pimp home runs, but I think it's just because if I hit like a no doubter, I'm not gonna just like start sprinting to first,
Yeah.
So I'll just like take a second and then like run. But I've never bat flipped. I probably wouldn't bat flip unless it was like a really high emotional game situation. I might do a bat slam, but
there you go. There you go. Like Sam Chow style.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you again, Allie. This was great. Was already rooting for you before, but only rooting for you even more after this conversation, and can't wait to see how you wrap up your playing career and what you do just in your life beyond softball or beyond being between the white lines.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Allie has had such a storied career and a huge impact on the sport and on our community. And I feel lucky to hear her story and her insight, especially in such a pivotal moment in her life as she winds down her playing career. And I'm just grateful that she trusted us with this conversation. So with that, let's bring it home. You've been listening to Bleav in Softball, part of Bleav Network. The show is available anywhere you get your podcasts, wherever you listen, including Bleav.com and YouTube too. Subscribe to the show, rate the show, and if you liked it, write a review. Follow us on X and Instagram at Bleav in Softball. Again, that's BLEAV. You can reach out to me personally on X at Jenna Becerra01 and Instagram at Jenna Becerra as well. As always, thank you for tuning in and catch you soon.